Robert J. Cowley here. Fake it till you make it. Is that good advice or bad advice? That's terrible advice. Um, I know the spirit in which it's meant, and it's meant to just help people, especially people, new people trying something new, to ignore their jitters. Um, but I've had a few clients in the past, well, I guess for years, but anyway, every once in a while it comes up, and this fake it till you make it gets broadened into less constructive areas. So one of my favorite quotes, and I'm sure, and anyway, most people have heard this one, but I still love it. The key to success is sincerity. And if you can fake that, you've got it made. So that's our dear friend George Burns, who anybody under 30 or 40 has probably never heard of, but he was a legendary comedian in his time. So we already know, don't fake sincerity. The the thing that makes it though really terrible advice is when people start thinking that it's about faking competence, or the experience that isn't there, and that kind of faking it can lead to you getting fired, or can lead to death, or even worse, can lead to court. Ugh. So the thing that new people, or tyros, call them, can't remember if that's Greek. It might be Greek, but tyros often realize, or don't realize, in their cloud of anxiety and nerves of being in new situations, is that communicating your newness can be a door opener to communication, and where it's not something that well, first of all, in an employment situation, it is out in the open as to what your level of experience is. And a lot of what I'm talking about today comes from the arena of sales experience, sales, and new people in sales. And a lot of times where people are just like on a commission basis, and it's like, go out and get them. And so there is this competency issue. And the way though to distinguish yourself is to sincerely acknowledge, I'm new, but to then in that expression, make it clear from your being that your commitment is to get the job done, and that you'll bring in the right people, that the right things to do. And so the self-talk, if you feel as if you're faking confidence, I want to give you some self-talk to focus on things in which you can be confident instantly. And so you don't have to fake confidence if you're not focusing on your competence. And so, first of all, I belong in this arena. You for whatever reason, you're in the arena, you've decided you want to be in the arena, and you just need to say to yourself, I belong in this arena. And I'm confident in my tenacity, my integrity. By the way, you can't spell integrity without grit. So your grit, which is also tenacity. But you're and you have a certain grasp of the fundamentals already going in, by virtue of you being where you are. There, I won't try to even name what they are, but whatever, I can just tell you, there are certain fundamentals that you already grasp that apply to where you are. And where you can be confident is in an all-out commitment to mastering the nuances of your arena, because that's really the difference between a veteran, a person with experience who is no longer faking faking confidence, is a mastering of the nuances. Just things don't throw you, and the subtleties of how to get things done. One of the oh boy, I'm drawing a blank right now, but one of the ways of describing this phenomenon came out of the 60s was 4 layers of competence. And that is that number one, at first, you're unconsciously incompetent. You don't know what you don't know. And then once you're in the arena, you become consciously competent. You're aware of all the things you don't know. Then you become consciously competent. You now have a rudimentary understanding of what needs to be done and known in the and performed in the arena. And then lastly, you're unconsciously competent and you perform effortlessly. You know, it's kind of like the difference between watching, like, you know, if you watched me play the guitar, it would be ugly and you would clearly see somebody who's unconsciously incompetent. If you watch Glenn Campbell play the guitar, you'll see someone who is unconsciously competent and who is, you know, just a virtuoso. So finally, one of the things that is I've also experienced is that for new people, especially young or, you know, whatever, new, young tyros, the incompetence is kind of a given, and it's less of a barrier, mental barrier to entering an arena, as opposed to experienced people who want to make a change, because there is an unsettling of the fact that you're now going to be unconsciously incompetent in the new arena, as opposed to leaving something where you're either consciously or unconsciously competent. And so that's a daunting thing. But that's why that self-talk is equally important. It's, you know, I've made the decision to be in this arena. I belong in this arena. And that comes back to the fundamental 4. By virtue of my values, my interests, my temperament, my aptitudes, I belong in this arena. And then to be sincere, not sincere, but all out in your commitment to mastering the new arena, the nuances and everything else, and letting go of a concern for your immediate competence, but to be completely secure in your the confidence you have in your commitment to mastering the new arena. So the all-out commitment to being a master is where you can draw confidence immediately, and a commitment to solving problems, making sales, completing assignments, to have an all-out commitment to bringing every resource to bear to get that job done, to achieve completion, is where you will then start to grow your competence. And one day you'll wake up unconsciously competent. How's that sound? To wake up unconsciously competent sounds pretty darn good to me. I am Robert J. Conley, and I continue at times to display my unconscious incompetence. Sorry, had to laugh at that one. All right. See you next time.